What happened to Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber? Where was Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber's final resting place? What happened to it after he became one with the Force? I have a simple theory that you may find interesting, but first let's go over what canon and legends have to say about it. According to canon, it was brought back to the Jedi Temple after Obi-Wan defeated Darth Maul. Was it destroyed by Darth Sidious along with the other Jedi lightsaber kyber crystals, or did Obi-Wan pick it up again just before he went into hiding? It used to be that Obi-Wan took Qui-Gon's lightsaber along with Anakin's before he went into hiding on Tatooine, where Obi-Wan at some point treaded the desert with both sabers. They even made a line of statue figures of this. In Star Wars Legends, Obi-Wan continued to use Qui-Gon's lightsaber temporarily in 29 BBY in the novel Rogue Planet. It's on the front of the cover of the book. The book takes place about 4 years after The Phantom Menace. After he returned it to the temple, he still needed a lightsaber, so he must have went and retrieved it again. It could have been because he wasn't ready to let go of his master as to why he went back for Qui-Gon's lightsaber instead of immediately going to make a new one. Then in 29 BBY, he finally crafted the saber we see in Attack of the Clones. Qui-Gon's lightsaber then went to Anakin for a time before Episode 2 until he also constructed his first lightsaber. It doesn't really make sense that it was destroyed by Sidious, because then what lightsaber would Anakin have used? You still need a lightsaber for Anakin as a Padawan before he built one. There's also a fan theory that Luke Skywalker ended up discovering the saber and took the kyber from it and used it for his saber in the Return of the Jedi, which, by the way, the real reason his lightsaber was changed to green was due to the fact that the blue color did not show up well against the backdrop of the blue sky. But I digress. We're looking at the lore explanation in this video. Let's look at the list of reasons as to how Luke obtained his green lightsaber. In the new canon, Luke had found a yellow lightsaber in a High Republic tower and used it for a time until it was damaged, then went to planet Christophsis and met someone called Greta, who introduced him to someone called Dr. Qiwada, who worked on his yellow lightsaber, and in the process gave him a clear crystal that turned green after a vision he had of Yoda. Also in Legends, in the Shadows of the Empire novel, he found all the spare parts from vendors in Mos Eisley, a high-energy reflector cup, power cells, and a focusing lens, all except for the heart of the saber, the kyber crystal. The reason for that is because Darth Sidious outlawed lightsabers and kyber crystals, so Luke had no choice but to create a synthetic green crystal from the instructions he found in Kenobi's hut. This is also why this saber looked just like old Ben's saber. It seems more plausible that Luke obtained a kyber crystal. This is congruent with the deleted scene of Luke building his new lightsaber in the hut on Tatooine. As we can see, it's most likely the case that Luke didn't use Qui-Gon's crystal, considering all these explanations, but we still don't know what happened to Qui-Gon's lightsaber. One would obviously assume that it was hidden away with Anakin's saber in his hut, right? If that was the case, what did old Ben do with it? Where was it when he buried his and Anakin's in the sand in the Kenobi show? If he brought it with him to Tatooine? I don't know. Maybe sometime before, when he was finally ready to let go of his master in his old age, he also buried it in the sand. Seems reasonable to think. In my fair estimation, it packs just as much, if not more, meaning that Obi-Wan would bury the hilt of his old master rather than Luke inheriting it because of what it meant to Obi-Wan. Also, that Luke was no longer in the Padawan/apprentice stage of his journey as a Jedi, so he had to follow the path of the Jedi and forge his own saber now. Perhaps Obi-Wan simply buried Qui-Gon's saber in the sands of the Dune Sea to rest for good. So, what are your thoughts about this? What do you think happened to Qui-Gon's lightsaber? Let me know in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you're a Qui-Gon fan and you found the video interesting. Share it with a friend and subscribe to the channel for more Star Wars content like this, and may the Force be with you.